Today on Suncoast View, Florida dominates an important list for economic growth. We'll start the week with some good news for the Suncoast.
And it is our Oscars after party, and we have a big panel of Suncoast fashionistas here for a red carpet roundup from Hollywood's biggest night.
And how should we strike a pose to look our very best in a photograph? Well, Sarasota Society photographers here with all the tips, plus all the don't miss March social events. All that more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show and our Oscars after party, and it would not be an event if photographer Cliff Rolls was not with us. Looking amazingly dapper.
Well, I heard you were bringing on some fashionistas.
Ah, well, you make the cut.
I've been doing a lot of red carpet recently myself, of course, so Saturday night being a prime example where I had the pleasure of photographing Joey as our MC at the Oslo Gala.
Yes.
The wonderful Oslo Gala, and he did a fabulous job of making sure everybody got into their seat and kept quiet.
You know what? That is the challenge with that particular event because it's got a great turnout and everybody's excited to see each other. The event chairs from last year and this year, we had a lot of returns.
Oh, look at Michael.
First time in the Art Ovation Hotel.
Yes.
New
Which
hotel
most
downtown.
of us have not seen. I'm
Yes.
jealous.
This is the one right on Palm Ave across from Florida Studio Theater. Anna Isabel, who was the star of Evita, they brought her down for the gala.
Wow.
She sang Don't Rain on My Parade, and I'm telling you, I was in stereotypical heaven.
Oh my God.
It was
Look
a very
at the room,
fun night.
though. They've done an amazing job with
They
that
did
venue.
an amazing job, and the people were very cozy in it.
Yes.
It was well attended by all the servers, but to get through the tables with the servers and the photographers and everybody else, it took a bit of savoir-faire.
It's a popular event.
Yeah,
that
so
is
the
for
hotel
sure.
isn't even open yet, and this was the first event there.
wow.
So,
What did you think of the hotel?
I think the hotel is beautiful.
Yes.
I mean, obviously for a first event, they're still working out any
They're not quite
They were
detail.
screwing in light bulbs an hour before it opened.
That's
and you would have
wonderful that you got
no
to be there.
idea. And I can't wait for everyone to see it. And I didn't realize it is a hotel. It is a full hotel, and no residents.
Okay, good. All right, well, that is Art Ovation in downtown Sarasota. And the men about town having some fun being dressed up. Great to hear about that. We'll talk about what Linda and I do on weekends. Not quite as sexy, but just as important, isn't it?
Yes, it is. My house is
We're going to talk about that in just a minute. You have to hold it.
No, listen, wait.
Nope, yep, wait, no, wait. I'm going to make her wait.
I'm going to walk by with a sign.
Because we're still in classy mode, which means we need to talk about Libby's Cafe and Bar of Sarasota, where the fancy people are coming to have big fun on weekends. Chef Caroline's back with us. I see lovely wines and a great looking meal. What are we making today?
We have a new wood-fire grilled vegetable flatbread.
Okay, wonderful. And is that on the main menu or is that part of the bar
It's on the
bites?
bar menu and the main menu.
Ah, good. We can get it everywhere.
Yep.
Okay, and busy this time of year with everyone out and about?
Super busy.
That's
Very busy.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Great to see. Great location there
Thank you.
in Sarasota. All right, well, Linda, I'm going to make you wait even longer because, I have my own version of Girl About Town. I just don't do it in fancy dresses. So I got to go to the Pirates game in Bradenton. It was ABC 7 Day on Saturday. Scott Dennis throwing out the first pitch, and I sang the national anthem. Talk about a beautiful day for a ball game. I mean, not a cloud in the sky. Great fans there from all across the country, sporting all sorts of different teams. I mean, it's just so fun. This whole spring training thing to have everybody down here and celebrating the sport of baseball is just amazing to me. So.
And you are such an amazing singer.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
thank
you
you.
I'm stunned by that.
Thank you very much. I'm always honored to sing the national anthem. And as
I
everybody
do-
knows, I'm a big baseball fan.
And I want to brag on you that our viewers have written in too of how impressed they were with your national anthem. So
Well, thank you.
kudos
I
to
appreciate
you.
that. The Stars do me well by screwing it up the rest of the year. So it makes those of us who are actually trained to sing it sound pretty good. So,
I'm just shocked to sit by you and then that voice comes out at a ball game.
well, Linda, tell us about your weekend because poor Linda is in a little bit of a salty place with Mr. Man About Town, and I do sports mom
Oh,
stuff.
you guys have such fun. My house is on the market. I feel like I'll take a for sale sign in my purse and just hold it up wherever I go. But there was an open house on Saturday, an open house on Sunday, which means I have to get out, but first I have to clean it up. I had everything perfect on Sunday, and then a bird, okay, it was a pelican, pooped on my porch, and it was time for me to get out. What am I going to do? So I took a great big flower pot and set it on top of the bird poop, so nobody
my
would
gosh.
see it.
Brings good luck, you know.
Oh, yes,
Oh, it
that's
does?
true.
It does?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's very good
That's
to
it,
know.
it's christened your house.
I also buried a statue on Sunday,
Oh,
upside
yeah,
down.
the upside down statue.
Yes,
yeah.
I think I put him right side up. I better go check that.
Is that a good luck thing?
Yeah,
You
there's
get
a
your-
good luck.
St. Joseph, yes.
Right, the saint of selling homes. I'm not saying that right, but there's a theory that if you
wonderful.
bury him.
I got this from many people had sold their house and passed down St. Joseph. So he's buried right side up. I've got to go home right now.
Well, we have to get your house sold so we can get you back out.
Yes, we
you.
miss
I want
Linda on the
I want to
social
be a
scene.
woman on the town like you.
Well, you've got the clothes because you look fabulous.
Thank you.
so.
I dress to cover up, you dress to enhance. But I think you're enough sparkle and you won't notice anything else about me.
And as we will find out with our big fashionista panel coming up, a lot of covering up now on the runway and very classy in some cases, and then some went the other way.
Some not.
Some not so classy, but we've got a big fun show with our Oscar after party coming up. But first, let's talk about the Suncoast. We have some great news in today's first hot topic. Forbes' list of fastest growing cities is out, and Florida dominates. Our state has 8 of the top 25 fastest growing areas, no doubt due to aging baby boomers. The Suncoast comes in at number 13 in the country for overall growth. But we boast the strongest 2017 job growth of all the 100 largest metro areas in the country. Suncoast jobs grew 4% last year. So population growth is projected to continue to grow around 2%. And here's the look at how all of Florida is stacking up for growth. So Orlando's coming in number 4, Fort Myers coming in 9th, West Palm at 12th, and then the Suncoast at 13. And that's Sarasota, Bradenton, and Northport is how we're being classified. That's followed by Lakeland, Jacksonville, Fort Lauderdale, and Tampa.
Wow,
Go
everybody's moving
us.
to Florida.
Yes.
That's amazing to me.
But the weather up there, I mean, they're having a blizzard right now, and they had one last week. So I think that makes everybody want
It
to move
is
to
true.
Florida.
When it snows,
Yes.
we do get. I'm sure we get an influx of people. I think we feel it. You know, I mean, we talk about traffic, and you know, that's just something. It's a fact of life now.
But growth is good, and we all know
The
that.
jobs, that's the really good news, the
Yes.
jobs.
It's funny when the YPG a few years ago was talking about how to retain young professionals here. Somebody stood up and said it isn't about nightclubs, it isn't about bars and restaurants, it's about jobs.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We're moving for jobs, and so this is great news that we are ranking well
And
with that.
the construction that's going on obviously is bringing in jobs for a lot of people. I read an article yesterday in the Tribune that was talking about how many hotels, condos, and units are being built currently on the Suncoast here in Sarasota. Remarkable growth here.
It is just stunning when you drive downtown and you drive up another street and another street. There's something going on in every corner.
Right.
And better to be growing than not, that is
Yes.
for sure.
It is.
Well, the Suncoast is topping another popular list that you might not expect. We are a spring break destination. Sarasota ranks 5th in a list of the country's top 10 spring break vacation home rental spots. Now, this is compiled by Turnkey Vacation Rentals. No surprise, 7 of the top cities are in Florida. Clearwater Beach comes in first. So we know we're a place for snowbirds, but I will tell you, having experienced last year just a random Monday I had off on Siesta Key, the place is packed with 20-year-olds. I mean, we're not talking just the families or just the older crew. The college kids are here.
And it used not to be that way.
Right.
When my daughter was in college, none of them could rent a place because they were still in college. They just wouldn't rent to them. So I had to rent it and then take responsibility for 12 kids in one room. So
And I'm not sure who is renting this, because even the high schoolers that live, in the area or an hour north, they're coming to the Sarasota beaches, the island beaches for spring break. And I said something to my daughter. I said, I bet there's some parents that had to sign for that.
Yes,
I
yes.
don't think 18-year-olds are being handed the keys.
It is
Yes.
interesting, though, that we are seeing, because this used to be, 10, 15 years ago, it was a place of, I got to go to
Right,
Sarasota to
right,
visit
yeah.
my aunt and uncle or grandparent instead of where all my friends are going. But the good thing about this, right, again, I'm going to talk parking, but, we complain about there's no parking at the beach or this is happening during season. How many people have you met here, though, professionals that are your friends, that you say, how did you come to move here? And they say, I used to come to visit
Yes.
family,
Absolutely.
and now I've moved
Yes.
here. I've moved my job here.
Yep.
So you know, it's worth waiting at a few red lights. I have to remind myself that.
Yeah, and I want those 20-year-olds to come here for spring break. I know some people complain that's not the scene we're trying to be. You know, we're not so much that scene that it's a problem,
No.
and it does encourage people to then relocate here, to look for jobs here, which is just more
Yes,
growth.
and there's strict rules about drinking on the beach and on
Absolutely.
the streets. So I think they're a lot calmer here than they are in most places.
Nope.
I shouldn't say
Totally
that
agree.
out loud. If they hear me,
know.
they won't come.
Yeah, it's a lot. You're here for the weather, I would hope. Well, they say smiling is contagious, but apparently some less positive things are too, like stress. A University of Calgary study says a chemical stress pheromone can transfer from one person to another. Even worse, stress has been shown to wear down the part of the brain responsible for learning and memory. So here's an interesting side note. The study also says that females can reverse stress effects by hanging out with other unstressed females. That finding was not found in males.
Hanging out in a laundromat? Is that what
I don't think it meant literally hanging out of the dryer like that person was doing. But if I'm having a bad day and I'm feeling all tense and stressed and you are not, and we hang out together, your positiveness will help me. That's not as true for men.
You know, I bet that is actually what kept males alive. I mean, think back to the animal kingdom, that men would go out and hunt and gather, or male lions, or whatever animal you're talking about. But the stress signal is like, oh, there's an enemy coming toward, or there's a threat, another animal.
the pheromone.
So to have it be catching, transmittable,
Right.
is what keeps a species alive.
But then he went home and the lady lion said, oh, calm down, everything's fine.
I mean, I have not found this to be true. I think that I just continue to stress people out when I'm stressed. But you know, maybe I need to hang out with you ladies more.
Well, you do get stressed when you're around somebody. If
I agree.
I'm with somebody who's just really uptight, pretty soon I am too.
I find that in my little corner of the world, if I go out stressed, taking, I've got a big job, big responsibility, the photos have to look good, etc. The minute I'm in front of my subject and my subject has prepared themselves beautifully for the photo that I'm going to take of them, they're wound down a little, I wind down with them and I become them, and it takes my stress away as well. So I'm very happy that I have this kind of job where I'm dealing with people who take the time to make themselves nice for a photograph, and as such, they're bringing me down with them as well. I'm less,
But we definitely feed off each other, I think, in both the positive and the negative. So it's just good to know if you're feeling uptight, you may be projecting that
we know why.
onto everyone else around you. All right, so Linda, this is for you. A creative idea on how to better sell your home.
Okay, great.
Here's one you
I'm
haven't
ready.
tried, I bet. A realtor in Texas added the words "not haunted" to the for sale sign. Well, come on, that's important, right? The realtor said this was actually just supposed to be funny, but he is amazed how many people have truly taken this seriously, including some of the neighbors who reportedly did not find this funny. Perhaps they were not so sure about their own homes.
Well, this doesn't work for restaurants, because there were restaurants in Kansas City that were just, nobody ever went there. Then they started saying it was haunted and doing stories about how haunted it was. Then you couldn't get in. Everybody wanted to go there.
Well, Bradenton has a ghost tour. I mean, we like to explore those things that are haunted, but I don't know if we want to live with them.
Yeah, my house is not old enough to be haunted, so.
Okay, so if anyone was wondering, or if maybe
no
you should
haunted, not
add,
haunted, not
pool, Bayview, not haunted. It's on the list. All right, we're going to check out our happy hour forecast, and when we come back, our Oscars after hour parties continue. We're going to talk with Cliff about how you can party right here on the Suncoast.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. On this Monday, things are warming up a little bit today. We had highs into the upper 70s, but it's going to cool down pretty quickly, too, as another front approaches. Right now, it's comfortable, 72 degrees out there. Dew point is extremely low, 41, and the humidity, it makes it 33% at this point, and we are anticipating that barometer to stay fairly high throughout the evening. Now, as far as the rain goes, a lot of rain to the north of us, but nothing going on here. A few showers again over North Florida, but as I said, nothing happening here, and will stay that way. Evening planner looks like this. We'll see fair skies at 11 o'clock, 57 degrees. So we've gotten back to more fall to a late winter, early fall conditions after pretty much a summer month, it seemed like, in the month of February. So March is cooling down as expected. We have another storm system developing over the southern plain states, which will sweep a front our way and give us a much better chance for some rainfall and keep things much colder. Get your jackets and sweaters ready. We'll have more on that coming up at 5. See you then.
March comes in like a lion in terms of the Suncoast social scene, and there are some great events every day of the week at all times of the day. And the Sarasota Society photographer, Mr. Cliff Rolls, does his very best to get to as many events as any human being can. Today, he brings us a preview of some of his favorites.
Thank you. I've got to say that there are dozens more going on at the same time as I've planned my little few here. I brought you photos from last year so that you can compare and see, and a lot of ladies go to my Smug Mug gallery to see what they wore last year and what they should wear this year. But as Joey knows, he's out there with me a lot, you've basically got the big galas going on. I've tried to give the lesser known non-profits a chance this time.
Oh, nice.
You've got things like the Sarasota Memorial Healthcare Foundation and Spark, who are having major events this month, but I've done them a couple of times in the past this season. I'm going to give a couple of new organizations a chance.
How about
this
Easter
time.
Seals now?
A beautiful example, Easter Seals doing their once-a-year annual luncheon. Abilities shining through community partnerships. You're going to see Easter Seals excelling at their services for persons with disabilities and their families across a lifetime. Here you'll see pictures of last year's wonderful committee. This is going to be held on March the 6th, tomorrow, at Michael's on East. I'm sure you can still get a ticket or walk in if you feel like doing that. Starts at 11 o'clock in the morning. There's Tom Waters holding his speech. So we do love the Easter Seals luncheon. I'm very happy that they've got their once-a-year annual luncheon now going on. This one you see here is packed to the gills. This is the Planned Parenthood dinner, which takes place once a year at the Hyatt. Last year, over 700 people packed into the Hyatt ballroom.
Goodness.
Wow.
And we couldn't move. This was similar to Saturday, where we were having trouble getting past the tables. This year, very important, we've got a new CEO. Barbara Dravecki retired. Stephanie Kite has taken over from her. It's called In This Together, Planned Parenthood 2018. We're also going to hear from Senator Wendy Davis, a former Texas state senator and a strong advocate for women's reproductive rights, whose 11-hour-long filibuster drew national attention.
Oh, my.
So that's going to be the beautiful Planned Parenthood. We go on Saturday to the Out of Door Academy Banyan Ball. This is being held at the Ritz. It's called A Glamorous Evening in Vintage Vegas, and it's being hosted by Courtney and Tony Bonacuse and Stacey and David White. We all know Out of Door. It's in Lakewood Ranch and Siesta Key, an independent day school in Sarasota. It's been going on since 1924. A beautiful gala to go to, where the parents come out. They spend lots of money to continue to finance the Out of Door Academy. We love the Out of Door Academy.
What about the Ringling College deal? That's always fun.
Ringling College Avant-Garde, you see here. It's going to be a big one. It's called In Color this year. It's going to get colorful. All we look forward to, one of the highlights, Pat Thompson and of course, Dr. Larry Thompson come in every year in a special outfit. And we always look forward to that. Last year, I can see it was Hollywood, and this year it's going to be called In Color. You'll get an open bar with pink champagne and gourmet dinner. There's a Soloist wall drawing with fine arts. Disney fine artist Tim Rogerson will be painting in the gallery. Feld Entertainment's bringing mannequins dressed to the theme, and yours truly is choosing the best costumes. So watch out.
Say hi to Cliff while you're there.
I like to do that. It's good fun, so I get to do that.
How about WRC now?
Now, WRC is the famous Renaissance Luncheon. There's Ashley Brown, the executive director. It's being held at the Westin. I don't talk about the Westin a lot. I've done a few gigs over there now. A very nice hotel that's opened up there. It's chaired by Jamie Amarick, and it's saluting 3 Wonder Women this year. Terry Hansen, Emily Walsh, and Janice Zarrow will be honoured for their outstanding contributions to the community. Love the WRC. There's Betty Schoenbaum, big advocate of the Women's Resource Centre, one of the best organisations and non-profits in town. We do love the WRC.
So how about the celebrity chefs?
One I like to go to, you can actually get something to eat at the end. It's quite nice. There are 25 local chefs showcasing their signature cuisine, held on March the 20th at the Longboat Key Club. There's a golf tournament in the day. They all get together at night. There's Heidi Brown, the executive director of the JFCS, and everybody goes around with a plate and a glass and gets their fill of wonderful food, lovely wine. The desserts alone just are worth going for. There's a live auction, a silent auction. People give loads of money to JFCS as well, and it's all held out on the lawn. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience.
So
that's
no long
Michael's on the
gowns.
Bay. Thank you, Linda. That's Michael's on the Bay. Friendship Centre. We love the Friendship Centre. Erin McLeod's team down there. It's called Friendship Around the World. It's on March 22nd. And it's at Michael's on the Bay, as I said. There'll be delicacies from select countries, cultural entertainment with music from around the world, lots of food, and lovely, lovely people. There's my buddy Molly Schechter there. It's Brian Lipton. Everybody comes in to, that's our resident MC. Not me, looks like me a little bit.
It does look like you, Cliff.
Yeah, but it's a wonderful, wonderful event to go to down at Michael's on the Bay.
How about Neuro Challenge?
Neuro Challenge, 10 years anniversary. I can't believe I'm actually one of the founder members of Neuro Challenge, creating awareness for Parkinson. It's very important. It's honouring Jerry Aaron this year, who was one of the first people to give lots of money to the Neuro Challenge Foundations. And it's dedicated to improving the quality of life, as I said, of people with Parkinson's and their caregivers. Fabulous people, very, very good donors. And I'm very proud to be part of the Neuro Challenge Foundation. Robin Forsey there, the executive director, with our Veronica Brady of the Gulf Coast Community Foundation, two of the big sponsors there. Lovely, lovely people. You're going to find that at Michael's on East on Saturday, March the 24th. That will end the Saturdays in March as well. I'll be back, of course, to talk about April, which is even busier. And I'm going to give Matt Liddell, I'm going to give him a list of other events that are taking place in March, Joey, so that you can put it on your blog.
Yes, they'll be able to find them on Suncoast.
It's impossible to talk or show every event that's going on this
Well, we want
this
to see your photograph of the month.
Drum roll, Joey. Ching! Animals and Children.
Oh my gosh.
David Breitbarth currently starring in Frank Gallardi's production of Rhinoceros at the Oslo Theatre, one of the best productions I've seen in a long time. The other photo I took with my two darlings, and there's my wife in there as well. I'm afraid I can't tell you, otherwise I'll have to dispose of you. It's a very secret place where elephants are, and I was invited to take the kids there.
Really?
I got a little photo of them with Maria there, as you see, but most of the time this is Makia, 44-year-old African elephant, and as I say, I'm totally under secrecy. I'm not allowed to say a word
Where's
about
our lucky
where
little
that is.
girl?
Torture you to find out. Well, you can find Cliff's events and all of the photos on Smug Mug's website. And we have tips on how you can look your best when he takes those photographs.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Give today at force.uso.org.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Imagine a world filled with pillow fights, playgrounds, and the search for the perfect climbing tree. Every kid deserves that world, but 1 in 5 kids in America struggle with hunger. At No Kid Hungry, we're committed to creating a world where every kid eats healthy food every day. We raise funds, we help families, and we lift up communities.
be right back.
We all love looking at the red carpet pictures from the big Hollywood events, and we admittedly get a little jealous about how picture perfect everyone looks. Well, they have people to help them, and now we do too. Cliff is back to share some secrets on how to pose like a pro. So let's start with men. Not as many choices in terms of wardrobe. So you say how things fit is key. Tell us about that.
Absolutely. I think most men aren't as take as much trouble as their ladies, and some of them get the tux out that they wore 20 years ago and try and get into it the day before, so there's no time to get a new one. So basically they're squeezing themselves into it because they haven't got thinner.
Okay, so
that
check the
is
fit.
a big thing. Get a tux that fits.
Check the fit, and you said you prefer suspenders over belts in photos.
Absolutely. A belt shows you when the gut hangs over the yes, exactly. So I always use, you know, suspenders on a tux are the best thing. I think so. They hold the pants up and keep them straight.
We like them to hold the pants
so
up.
ladies rarely forget about shoes, but you say men do forget about shoes.
Unfortunately, they do. There's a lot of scruffy, old, worn shoes that men tend to slip on because they're comfortable just before they go out to a gala. The ladies have gone to so much trouble with their heels and their beautiful shoes, and the men walk along them with scruffy shoes and old shoes.
All right, you say we all need to remember...
The exception to the rule on this table is this man is perfect.
Yeah, Joey does always have great shoes.
Yeah.
You say we all need to remember to drink water. That's usually the day after. Why the day before?
If you hydrate, it will improve your complexion. It will also improve the quality of your eyes. And of course, talking of which, alcohol the night before you go out and you know you're going to be photographed. You know you're on the red carpet. You have a duty to the lady that you're with to look good. And I can tell when I Photoshop, for example, I Photoshop afterwards trying to make that gentleman look as good as his lady. I can tell if he's had a few beers or wines the night before.
And speaking of gentlemen, you say being a gentleman is a very important reminder. Tell us in what regard.
It's like similar to a bride's wedding day. If you go out with a beautiful lady who's taken a lot of trouble to buy a new dress, wear new clothes, buy new shoes, and put her makeup and hair on, then you want it to be her night. And I always make sure that I put the gentleman just slightly behind the lady when I'm posing them. There's nothing worse than going like that.
All right, so let your lady shine in the
these are
photos.
great tips.
Yeah, very good tips. You can, of course, find Cliff's event photos on his Smug Mug website. Great way to peek ahead and decide what you should be wearing to this year's events. All right, what we've all been waiting for, a panel of Suncoast fashionistas right around the corner. We're going to talk about the big hits and the big misses with our red carpet roundup.
Want to know a secret? If you're looking for the best selection of area rugs at an unbelievable price, the only place you need to look is Rugs is Art. I know what you're thinking. Expensive, right? Wrong. Rugs is Art has the largest selection of area rugs on the west coast of Florida in a variety of styles, with 8x11 area rugs starting at $199. Largest selection, personalized service, and unbelievably low prices. You'll find it all at Rugs is Art.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Loaded with big laughs, colorful characters, and the songs that made the 20s roar, Bullets Over Broadway is bringing musical theater back with a bang. Your attendance is requested at the Players Center for this wild Broadway musical opening February 21st. Call the Players at 365-2494 or visit the website at theplayers.org. This is one Broadway show that is sure to knock 'em dead.
You know, fortunately, this was my first job out of college, so I was able to come back home and work in my hometown. I wore two hats. I was sports director and I was a news anchor. I did that for a few years and then decided to go full-time into news. Well, I love our team here at ABC7. We have a great mix, and it really is a great mix of personalities, of experience that meshes really well into a really strong team. I'm Scott Dennis, and I'm here for you.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch ABC 7 wherever you are, on our live stream, on mysuncoast.com, on the ABC 7 My Suncoast app, powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, dining with recipes, and My Suncoast Restaurant Guide. Visit mysuncoast.com. Click on the Apps tab to download the ABC 7 My Suncoast app for Apple and Android.
Growing up, my mom was afraid of the water, something she did not want me to feel.
So I enrolled Missy in swim lessons.
It changed my life.
Missy Franklin.
And now you can do the same for someone that you love.
There's nothing more precious than your child's well-being.
So act now, before it's too late.
Make us swim! I'm glad I did.
Thanks, Mom. Visit usaswimmingfoundation.org to find, get, or give a swim lesson.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone.
Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
Welcome back. Cliff and I are in the kitchen with Chef Caroline from Libby's. We're talking about awards today. Well, we've won some pretty big awards here on the Suncoast. Tell me about Libby's.
Okay, actually, this is the 9th year for the Florida Trend Golden Spoon Award that we've won.
Congratulations,
Thank you very
the
much.
9th year. Aha, that sounds great. Of course, now we want to talk about winners and losers. So let's go over to our panels and dish.
And we have quite a panel. Now, for many, the celebrity arrivals before the Oscars are sometimes more exciting than the awards show itself. So we wanted to invite our favorite Suncoast fashionistas to join us for a complete red carpet roundup. All right, everybody, the gloves are off. Welcome to, all the way on our right, we have Terry McKee, the co-owner of Nuovo Salon Group and fashion editor, beauty columnist for Style magazine. Terry, you're so busy. You have so many things happening.
I do. And people often ask me, how do you have the time? And I say, you should see my house. Hashtag Cyclone.
Yes, cleaning is for other people.
Yes, well, Terry, you've been with us from our first red carpet review ever with your pal, Heather Dunhill, who we're sorry Heather cannot be here, but we have filled our table with some of the greatest, so we're looking forward to it. Also, welcome to Jackie Rogers, style consultant and columnist with Sarasota Magazine.
Yes.
Jackie, you always grace the red carpets. You're always such a great person to see, a friendly face, a gorgeous face to see, and we're happy you're here at our table.
Thank you. Thanks. Great to be here.
Also, now Heather Saba. Heather, we all know you as you've covered many red carpets here on the Suncoast, and now you are a fashion writer for your own website, Chic in Sarasota.
Yes, thank you.
And also a mother of two. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And still so stylish. And Rochelle Negri. By day, she works in finance, but by night, she is a staple on the fashion scene, a runway and print model. It's such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And one of our favorite funny guys, Matthew McGee. He's one of our favorite entertainers, and not a lot of people know that Matthew is a connoisseur of pop culture.
That's true, and fashion.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't look like it today, but I went into my closet, you know, what should I wear for this today? And I have a big walk-in closet, and most of the closet is drag clothes, and then there's a tiny little bit of men's clothing over on the side. But I will say, I do have the very same gown as Jane Fonda in my closet, so look out.
Well, all right, because something to look forward to. All right, everyone, let's talk fashion. So to get started, before we get into specific looks, I just want to hear from you all, what were your overall thoughts? How did this red carpet compare to previous years?
So for me, it was a little understated, I thought, this year. The pieces were quieter. They seemed to be conveying a different message than the usual, you know, fashion, new designer, pop color. I thought that was a good idea, though, personally.
So when someone did stand out, they stood out.
Correct.
Anyone else?
I thought it was a little boring to begin with, for sure. You know, they say that the Oscars are prom and the other award shows are homecoming. And I thought, I understand appropriate, but now some people flew off the rails. But, you know, I thought it was a little boring. It got better It got better as the big stars arrived.
We did, I feel like, almost lower our expectations a little bit. You know, and I don't know if it was from seeing the black dresses from previous awards, but there were some that stood out. So let's get into some of our favorite looks. And let's start with Lupita Nyong'o. Now, I know this was a favorite of many of you.
She looks like an Oscar.
Yes,
all
she
regal
does.
and gold.
Yes, she does. Yes.
So jump in. What do you think?
You know, it's very hard for her to look bad in anything. But I really like the way this is off the shoulder. I think she looks lovely. I love the handbag. And I don't know, there's something about her being there. I thought she was wonderful. I loved her speech. You know, when she did her presentation, I thought she had some lovely thoughts for people, being an immigrant herself. I just thought she was lovely. She was sort of regal, gold, luminescent, and
Jackie,
she was
you
perfect.
Like this one?
Well, I did like it. I didn't pick it, but I liked it. What I did like, though, is she wore eyeglasses when she did her presenting, and they were so smart. And I thought, good for you. You know, wear the eyeglasses.
Seeing that, you know, Oprah wears them now on the red carpet, and I liked her wearing them, and I, of course, wear glasses.
You don't have to pretend. Now, you mentioned Jane Fonda.
Yes.
She was also a crowd favorite.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Love her.
Stunning.
Very elegant.
Heaven.
80 years old. And that's what I loved about not only Jane Fonda, but Helen Mirren. They were just beautiful.
Look at the neckline on that. I think it's perfect. I really love it.
This was custom Belmont, so I mean, she brought the big guns.
Yes.
You know?
She really did.
You mentioned Helen Mirren, also a stunning look. Really stood out on the red carpet. Now she went with more color, so Jane went white and Helen went with color. I did see. Did she take a sip of a shot on the red carpet?
I don't know if she did. But she had 3 costume changes, if you noticed. When she did the jet ski, and then when she came out at it at the end, it was beautiful. And her after-party dress was equally as stunning.
Oh, nice. All right, Margot Robbie. Let's see. What did we think? Yes. Ooh, Rochelle took an exhale.
Yeah.
But I have to say what was interesting, though, at one point when she was presenting, they did a close-up of the dangles, and I kept thinking, are those squares of ice? Is that plastic? Is it lace? I couldn't quite figure out.
I read they were hand-stitched, and it took like hundreds of millions of hours to put the dress together. And
It was a little unusual, but it was breathtaking to see her walk out on the red carpet. And
It really was.
stunning.
And I heard that she had a wardrobe malfunction, and she sewed one of those back on by herself.
Wow.
Love that.
Really, so bravo to
Rochelle, one of your favorites. Mary J. Blige, I'm with you on this. She looked stunning. Again, more white, a lot of white trends.
You know, this was her first time at the Academy Awards, her first time being nominated, and as a singer, I thought she sort of brought the pizzazz coming out on the red carpet in this piece. It just cinched her waist with the combination of the metals and the fabric, and it just, to me, took her, kind of like Terry said, you know, coming to the prom, this was her moment.
Quick question for Heather. What do you think about all the white as we see more pictures too? I mean, that's like 3 different dresses in white. Is white the it color, or are we just in a neutral palette?
I feel like the neutral palette is so in right now. I feel like there's a very bridal look with the embellishments and the nudes and the blush and so much white, and I just thought it was amazing. I thought it was beautiful.
It certainly works well here on the Suncoast. I mean, we have to love that.
Another stunner from last night, Nicole Kidman.
This was my favorite.
Mine too.
Because you could still have colors.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
colors always pop. Always.
What do we think about the shape of the dress?
I loved it.
I loved it too.
Oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite dresses. It is just pristine. The tailoring, the way it moved. Her hair, her hair doesn't move. I wish the hair moved a little bit. Maybe, I don't know what it is, or maybe it had more color, but this dress was my absolute favorite.
What an advertisement for custom fitting. I mean, all of us to have things cut in like that can look that regal.
Well, now they did the red carpet in several hours, so we're going to need a little more time. We've talked about some of the ones we love, but when we come back, our panel was split on some of the ones that we didn't like.
There's misses.
We'll be right back.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good afternoon, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. The Florida Senate hearing a proposal that will ask voters to make it tougher for future state lawmakers to raise taxes, why Democrats are joining Republicans in putting that measure on the November ballot, and why an aspirin a day may not be beneficial for those living with type 2 diabetes and heart failure. Now let's get a check on our First Alert weather forecast with Bob.
Thanks, Jacqueline. A beautiful day, a cool start. Temperatures back to more seasonal averages as a result of the cold front that pushed on through. Now 72 degrees. It's comfortable out there. The dew point temperature low at 41. We're going to get chilly tonight. Low temperatures again to start the morning off will be in the low 50s. Currently at 64 in Jacksonville, 75 in Orlando. So pretty comfortable over the peninsula here and down south. Key West now at 75. Now there is another cold front headed our way in a series of fronts. We'll talk about our rain chances increasing for Wednesday coming up today at 5. See you then.
ABC 7 News at 7 weeknights.
All right, crew, let's get started. All right.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Many websites selling medication may look professional and legitimate, but the vast majority of sites selling prescription drugs are doing so illegally. Criminals use websites to sell counterfeit medications that may contain life-threatening toxins. Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
All right, well, we are having fun with our Suncoast fashionistas, and it's fun to talk about, our best favorite looks from the red carpet, but it's also fun to dish on the ones that didn't quite make it, all right? So it's all right. This is all in good fun. Yes. Let's talk about some of the misses from last night. Oh. Salma Hayek. All right. This is an interesting one. What was it about it that you didn't like?
I don't know, it didn't seem to all come together for me, and I usually think she looks terrific. And when I see someone like her who is just naturally beautiful, I would hope that it's like looking at Margot Robbie. Yeah, the dress was cute, but she can wear anything, and so can Salma Hayek, and I thought this was too busy, strange color combinations. I didn't like all the embellishments. I didn't love her hair, but I absolutely adore her, and she's terrific.
Heather, I don't want to put you on the spot, but she was actually on your favorite list. You liked her look a lot.
I did.
This is where our panel splits.
I don't know. I thought she looked fierce. I loved the purple. I thought purple was so unique. The middle part with the slick back hair, I don't know, something with the embellishments on the top. I just thought she looked amazing.
Nice. All right, see, everyone has a fan out there. All right, you all were pretty much agreed. Whoopee.
Oh my gosh.
What happened?
This was such a nightmare.
Oh. Well, it doesn't match the personality, right?
Yeah.
And Christian Siriano is known for flattering women with a fuller figure.
Yes.
And I'm like, what went wrong?
Yeah.
Something went terribly wrong.
Do you wear ball gowns if you're curvy on the bottom? I mean, you guys tell us.
I think it's a trend that we've been seeing. It tends to be more ampier as opposed to at the waist. And so you're sort of, just flowing through the hips and flowing through the waistline. But to me, that fabric was just so busy. It was.
Was it the cut or was it the fabric?
Both.
What went wrong? Okay.
I know that people don't want to hear about this. I know, but a caftan looks good on everybody. You can see me in one at my Instagram, the Matthew McGee. I'm not trying to say she has to do that, but she could have looked beautiful in something sort of flowy and.
All right, now this one surprised me. Kelly Ripa.
Whoa. It's another big dress, ladies.
It doesn't show in this picture, but there was sort of an explosion of color.
In the back.
That just didn't work.
The color did not go.
Too much in the back and not anywhere else?
It was just the wrong color.
She looks like she has 5 dresses on.
Well, that's what I think. Too much fabric for a small person? Is that the problem?
Yeah. It wasn't my worst, but it wasn't. I thought it was just too much.
Another interesting choice, Rita Moreno, and you all were split on this. Now she did, wear the dress from when she won the Oscar for West Side Story.
A
in
nice
the
historical
60s.
touch.
Yes. Terry.
I love Rita Moreno, so I hate to even say this, and the dress was restyled, and I think it was restyled for 1962 instead of for an 86-year-old woman.
That's true, yeah. So we love her, we're glad, great attempt. Not really, didn't make it. All right, the guys, let's talk the guys. Adam.
Oh my gosh.
Why?
This was...
Fire your stylist right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Can I tell you, when I looked at all that sort of what is really S&M gear, I thought, this is what you should wear to meet Mike Pence. You know what I mean? It's strange. I don't know. I didn't like it. He's another one that could look terrific. Look at him. He's a gorgeous guy.
You did.
I loved it.
You did.
I thought, you know what? At your age, with a figure like yours, being a figure skater, go for it.
Nice.
Go for it.
All right.
And Moschino is known for pushing it in your face a little.
Edgy.
All right, Terry, you had Taraji Henson on both your loved it and didn't love it and couldn't stop talking about it.
I had her on all 3 lists.
Yeah.
And as the night went on and I saw her multiple times, I was like, maybe I love that. And then I thought, maybe it just isn't appropriate for the Oscars. And then, well, we're all talking about it. So it was too much skin.
I think the picture they showed earlier, she looked terrific if that was always the angle she would be seen at, but it didn't hold up throughout the night.
Is that something you have to think about when as you're dressing, ladies, when you're putting on a gown, like what angle?
So I do think what is key, though, was undergarments, right? So it's something very important. In the beginning on the red carpet, I couldn't tell she was actually covered up.
And
then when she was on the stage, it looks as though she was misleading.
So bold choice by Emma Stone.
Yeah.
But it's still a miss?
She could easily go to drinks with the girls, right afterwards, but
Who doesn't love pants?
Yeah. And is it because she's isn't she working, is that a Louis Vuitton? I can't remember what designer she's working with, but yeah, and she's working with them, so she wanted to represent, but to me it was all casual. I want to see the glam.
Yeah. And she's delivered that in past years. Andra Day, let's take a look.
Oh, gosh.
All right, nice pose.
I haven't seen this pose yet.
I love it. No comment. I love the picture, not
Yes.
No comment, Rochelle, not for you.
She took a spill. It's fashion roadkill. I'm doing my best Joan. Fashion roadkill. Yeah.
All right, and let's take a look at one more that didn't quite make it, even though we love her, Maya Rudolph.
Yeah. Oh my God, who is under there with her?
Yeah.
It's like, what are you hiding?
And why hide it? You're stunning.
Oh my God.
It was sort of a glammed out Children of the Corn.
It does. She is serving us like Ruth Bader Ginsburg a little bit with the hair, and I expect she's going to rip off
the notorious RBG.
All right, well, we're going to keep chatting with our fashionistas to talk about some of the overall trends that we might actually see here on the Suncoast. We'll be right back.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Florida Studio Theater presents Native Gardens. Stately gardens and cultures clash, turning friendly neighbors into feuding adversaries. When a disagreement over a long-standing fence spirals into an all-out comedic battle of taste, privilege, and entitlement, no one comes out smelling like a rose. Critics are calling Native Gardens timeless as well as timely, smart and first-rate. Audience are calling it one of the best. Native Gardens is now playing. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
Don't allow your weight to threaten your health or control your future. Excess weight or obesity can cause emotional and physical health risks. But you can take control. The Your Weight Matters campaign offers free resources and tips to help you measure and understand your weight. Take the Your Weight Matters Challenge. The free toolkit prepares you to speak with a healthcare provider about your weight. Your weight does matter. Take the challenge and take control today.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Well, we're talking red carpet with our Suncoast fashion panel, and you all noticed a few trends. And Heather, you actually coined a term of last night, moody glam.
Yes, well, I took that from Man Repeller.
Oh.
What's that mean?
Moody glam, I don't know, it's very edgy, like glamorous, feminine, but so, you know, the metallics, the darks, the sheers, you know, everything that gives it a little bit of edge.
Oh, so Jennifer Lawrence, great example of that.
Yeah.
What did we like? Did we like Jennifer Lawrence? Did we like this look?
You know, I was on the fence about it. When I saw it on the red carpet, it looked one way, but when I saw her presenting, I loved it. And there was something, it almost looked like armor on her, like poured liquid.
And kind of the same moody glam continues with Sandra Bullock.
Yes.
Nice look on her.
I love their hair, how they did it. You know, very slick, very straight.
A lot of
apart.
slick hair.
Yeah, I love the slick hair this year.
Terry, should we think about slick hair as we go into galas?
What you should think about, another trend that we don't have here was the bob haircut. We saw it big on the runway, and there was actually a fashion leak that Margot Robbie was going to show up in a bob, which she did.
Oh,
so that was kind of all over the hair god, you know.
All right,
so are you set at Nuovo to
the
be
bob
doing
is
bob?
classic yet trendy.
Few women here just went, oh no, do we cut? Do we cut?
Well, we always like to give a little something too for the guys, right? So one trend you all pointed out, the velvet.
I thought he looked terrific,
Armie Hammer.
And I also thought that men in general it was a less traditional. I liked, oh gosh, I can't remember his name.
Michael Strahan here.
The gentleman who played in Black Panther. He looked, I liked that jacket a lot. I hate that I forgot his name.
Chadwick Boseman.
That's it, Chadwick Boseman. He was wonderful.
Well, all right, so moody glam we might see on the Suncoast, maybe a bob haircut, and ladies, tell your man to get a velvet jacket.
Just like Joey, seen here.
I mean, I'm saying. All right.
I'm going to wear a bob after this is over. With hair like mine, you can do anything.
Well, the party continues. We're going to join Cliff and Linda in the kitchen with Libby's. We'll be right back.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
One of the motivating factors for me to become a Big Brother was that I was mentored as a youth. And it was important for me to kind of pass forward the things that were kind of given to me. It's really just as simple as getting to know a kid. You don't have to be an athlete. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to have any of those other things. You just have to be willing to spend a little time and help mold some young person's life.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. Why a Sarasota City Commissioner says it's time City Hall takes a closer look at how it spends tax dollars. In First Alert traffic right now, we're seeing a major backup in the northbound lanes of I-75 in Manatee County. This is basically from University Parkway all the way north past State Road 64 and into Ellington. So slow going if you're heading north on the interstate at this hour. Let's get back to Bob for another check on our weather.
Thanks, Scott. Another gorgeous afternoon after a pretty chilly start this morning. And it looks as though we'll see cooler temperatures again to start things off on Tuesday. It's 72 right now. Lots of sunshine out there. Should make for a gorgeous sunset. We have a west wind at 13. Temperatures statewide pretty much in the 70s everywhere with the exception of Jacksonville now at 64. We have another cold front that's due to arrive later this week. It's now moving through the lower Mississippi Valley, bringing rainfall there. This one will bring us some rain. Details at 5.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA.
What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
In life after the military, it's our duty as veterans to have each other's back. I'm retired Colonel Greg Gatson, and it's my mission to help you get the benefits and services you've earned. If you need to file a VA claim, remember these important steps. Submit an online claim through ebenefits.va.gov. Work with an accredited Veterans Service Organization, or VSO. And if you need to attend a VA claim exam, please go. Visit this website to learn what to expect.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need, because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
Welcome back. We're here with Chef Caroline from Libby's Cafe and Bar. What's on the menu today?
Well, today we're going to do a wood-fire grilled vegetable flatbread.
Ooh,
Actually, Linda's going to do it.
Linda's going to work.
Linda's going to do it.
I'm ready.
All right, dig in, girl.
So first, you're going to take our kale pesto.
Ooh.
Okay.
What, spread it all out?
Yep, nice. Got to be a little gentle, though.
Gentle, like
Yes.
this? Oh, yeah, you might break the bread.
Yeah, exactly.
Big handfuls, Linda, big handfuls.
Yep, spread it all over.
There you go.
Got it.
Perfect.
I told you I was good at spreading. I've been spreading for years now, getting bigger and bigger.
You're doing a fabulous job.
But see, this is healthy. We won't spread if we eat this.
Oh, good, good. Okay.
I'm going with that, Caroline. Don't correct me.
Okay.
Don't correct me.
I didn't break it. Good, done.
Perfect. You're
Okay.
done. Take some of the grilled vegetables.
What kind of veggies are we having?
We're doing carrots, asparagus, red peppers.
Yum.
Just layer?
Yep, all over, like a pizza. It's like you're making a pizza.
Oh, okay.
I like how thin the flatbread actually is that you start with.
It's a
Yeah,
it's a
tell us about the
lavash.
flatbread.
It's a lavash flatbread. So it's like a middle. It's actually Middle Eastern.
Oh.
And it's got some flaxseed and whole wheat in it as
Oh,
well.
Linda.
Nice vessel for the vegetables.
Does that look good?
That's what I like.
Yeah.
We're going to need a spoon for the flatbread.
And then
It's
you're
not
gonna
so
put some
flat,
spinach
actually.
on
It's
top.
kind of a bumpy
Spinach?
bread.
Yes.
It's going to get taller and taller, isn't it?
Now, because hers is so thick, are we going to be baking for a week?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, we are.
I'm not sure if we're going to be able to pick it up, but
That's
we'll
okay.
figure it
It
out.
looks
We'll
great.
figure it out.
Okay.
Oh,
looks
it's
great.
beautiful. How about some Kalamata olives?
What are these?
Kalamata olives. It's a Greek
Olives.
olive. Yep.
Oh,
They've
okay.
got that briny, salty
Yes.
bite. Yum. Everything gets
Okay.
better with a little Kalamata
Look
olive.
at this.
All right,
This
Linda,
is-
leave some room for the cheese. It's the best
Okay.
part.
And then you got to put the
Absolutely.
feta cheese on top.
Okay.
Caroline, this is new on the menu.
This is very new on the menu.
So this is also
it's very
great.
popular.
Libby's has a great happy hour. I happen to know a little bit about
Just
it.
a little.
And this is a great compliment for one of those happy hour cocktails.
is.
All right, so I'm
Stephanie's
digging in.
I
Dig
think I
in,
might
please.
have to join her.
Yeah.
Yeah, yours is flatter than mine.
Yeah, but you know what? Yours is going to be popular because you get
Yeah.
a lot of
You
bang
get
for
a
your
lot
buck.
for your money.
Yes,
with this
you
one.
do.
Why
made
we called
us-
it a flatbread?
She made more of a salad, I would say.
It looks amazing. Nothing better than grilled vegetables and nothing better than being able to go to Libby's
That's
where
right.
the happy hour starts early, 4 p.m., correct?
Yeah, 4 p.m.
Yep, bar bites also available, and then this is, of course, on the main menu in the cafe as well. So tons of different options. Great time to have a little pre-fun, perhaps, before your event or your
Absolutely.
theater tickets. So great to have the grilled vegetables, just kind of a light bite.
It is a light bite. Well, that's not a light bite.
Yeah, Linda's is not a light bite, but the one on the menu.
I wouldn't pick that up.
All right, Cliff, watch out. Linda's making a big, oh my gosh, a big old mess down there.
Cliff, thank you for all of your events.
My pleasure.
And we will make sure to put the full list of March events on our website at suncoastview.com.
So much going on this time of year. So great to be here. And you can, of course, always follow Cliff's Smug Mug website to get those latest pictures. All right, Linda, I'm going to get you a fork, but I'm digging into it. Great start to the week. We love our fashionistas. Take some time and enjoy the Suncoast view.